Okay, Dr. Rev is here with Chemistry 111, and this is an overview of Chapter 6, and it's an informal discussion about what to expect from the chapter. In this chapter, we have electronic structure and periodic properties of elements. What does that mean? Basically, what you will be learning in this chapter is how to think about the electronic nature of these atoms and these elements. Okay? And when we talk about this, you will be learning about what's called electromagnetic energy. Don't sweat it. It's things you've been already living. It's like going from gamma ray, which is the Incredible Hulk, all the way up to Grandpa's FM radio or AM radio in Grandpa's case. Okay? So you'll learn these waves, and then in between that, you have your visible, then you have microwaves and things of that nature, X-rays. Things you've already heard, but you'll be learning more about them and how chemists look at them in order to manipulate the science or work within the science to bring about some benefit, or at least understand the benefits. You'll talk about the Bohr model, and that's just the chemist who's credited with it in his model of looking at what it means. And it basically will come down to a couple of simple principles like electronic transitions only occur in certain spaces or in certain ways. And once you know that's how they occur at those frequencies and things of that nature, that's just how it is. You will learn something called quantum, and that would basically mean that there are these steps that they take. You'll learn about quantum numbers and things of that nature. Okay? And the bottom line is what you'll be discovering is that these elements have this electromagnetic energy associated with them that occurs very precisely at very precise frequencies at very precise wavelengths. And that's what you learn. That's why you don't get your signals on your cell phone crossed over, by the way, because it's an exact frequency. It's exactly that value. Okay? The electronic structure, you will learn to write electron configuration, which is a sentence way of writing where the electrons are located on the periodic table. Now, you will do well to learn how to do this from the periodic table because you will have one. If you don't, you simply memorize the sentence. I show you both ways in my lectures how to do it from the sentence and from the periodic table, but most of the attention is on the sentence form. I do have a YouTube, take a look at it, on how to do it from the periodic table. Once you get used to doing it from the periodic table, you will not go back to memorizing the sentence. Okay? All right, so be aware that electronic configuration is a sentence method of writing where the electrons are located within their structure, within their atomic structure, and that's based upon where they are on the periodic table. And you can read it from there. You'll learn about some variations in the elements within the periodic table as well. But for the most part, in Gen Chem, we try to make sure we focus on the ones that are not variable or not within the format that we become accustomed to. But there are some exceptions, so we don't talk as much about the exceptions. Okay, so keep that in mind. Again, these are very informal videos, non-edited at all, just to talk to you about getting you familiar with the concept. How do you do well in this chapter? You must memorize that sentence format or learn to do it from the periodic table, and you must memorize and learn the trends associated with it. You'll have to also learn the trends associated with frequency, wavelength. Okay? And so you will have to memorize these in order to really do well in this chapter. Now, once you have them memorized, you'll be able to see the connections, and it will make the memorization not feel quite as strenuous. Okay? So, memorize what you can and watch for the trends. All right? That's the key. All right? Take care.